Mm-mm. That's fine.
That's fine right now?
Yep. That's fine. This one will be the most. Hi, Aisha. Look, Aisha. I feel like I'm on trial. I feel like I'm Obama and I got to present my child's birth certificate so I can prove that he's mine. I decided to go live because as a few people know, well, I guess as more than a few people know, my son Travis died in August at the pier where we live at in Michigan City. And I haven't been able to grieve my son properly because of antics and lies and just stress and grief and reopen wounds and just too much that, shouldn't be going on. I was in my bed asleep. It was 1 o'clock in the morning, and, I got text messages, screen calls telling me, that once again, my little cousin was using my child's image to scam people. When my son actually died, there were several GoFundMe pages made in his name and his image with people thinking that it was to help me, and I didn't even have any idea that they were even made. My life has been a series of unfortunate events, and I don't feel like I should have to revisit a lot of hurt that was afflicted on me by other people. And I've been very quiet and very humble with no response because I'm probably used to taking it, used to being silent, used to taking it. And it's one thing when it's you, it's another thing when it's your child. I have a lot of faults. I'm not perfect by any means, but I try my best every single day to give, to give my time, to give my love, to give. And I don't think it's fair that, when you decide to finally speak up and tell the truth, people, lie about things that you've had to really, really work hard to get past and over in the game of attention, stunts, and financial gain. And what happens when you're a young girl and you've been molested and abused and ignored and all that crap, you tend to go through leaps and bounds to get acceptance from your family, even if they are the people that's hurting you, because they're the devil. You're not really exposed to anything else, so that's what you know, and that's what you try to really receive love from. But under no circumstances am I going to ever let somebody exploit my child at all. From the time that boy was conceived, born, we were in the hospital together 2 months after I had him. He was sick, I was sick, and I don't want my son's legacy to be a spectacle, a show, a stunt for for people that I don't respect, that has never respected or loved me, and for what? Like, even if You know, because I don't want to hear anything from the other side. You know, even if he's saying I'm the biggest harlot in the world, even if I'm the most horrible, notorious Trump supporter in the world, what does that have to do with the fact? It doesn't negate from the fact that you are a stone cold diabolical liar, and use my child, his image, my tragedy to get money, to dupe citizens, to waste taxpayers' dollars over and over and over again for months. And I'm one person with a whole lot of hats. I don't have time to be entertaining things that are ridiculous. And as a grieving mother, you know, I can't even say grieving. As a numb mother, the only thing I asked from my mother's family was that they let me have peace. And I don't feel like I should have been fighting for that in a funeral home of my son's memorial service 3 days after he died. I never called them. They showed up like the Beverly Hillbillies, and just, you know, really made my life a living hell, to the point where I had to cancel my son's funeral. Okay, no adults. We're only going to throw party for the kids during the worst time of my life. And I'm you know, I had to really, my grandmama used to say, pause twice before you talk. Pause twice before you react. Watch your mouth. Don't say everything you think. So I literally left the state of Indiana because it was too close to Chicago. It's lands you don't cross. And as a mama, you know, I don't know how much more people think I'm supposed to take. And he's lying, calling up to hospital, making sure that he tells them he's the father and that he hasn't seen him to take pictures of him. And he stopped him from being an organ donor and helping other children live. That's the most disgusting, low, selfish stuff you can do. Because I won't do what you want me to do, which is bury my child. I don't ask anyone for anything. I have a business and I still don't ask anyone for anything. Why? Because I feel like you shouldn't have to give anything to receive anything. And growing up like that made me very independent, and that's why they hate it now. You can't do the worst things possible to people and then jump back and say, oh, God forgave me, so you have to too. You can't play with God. You can't play with the will of God. You can't play with karma in the universe. I don't even have to talk about God. You as a human shouldn't do other humans like that. And I could say, you know, a whole lot of things about a whole lot of things, but the bottom line is my child is dead. He's not coming back. And at no point in time did anyone from my mother's side of the family reach out and say, how can we repair the deep wounds that we've inflicted so we can be family? If you really want something to heal, and you really are a pastor, and you really fear God's judgment, the hardest thing for you to do is forgive your enemies, if they really are your enemies. But don't make me an enemy because I don't agree with the things that you all cover up under the guise of God forgives me for this. You can't keep doing that to people. You can't keep duping people, frauding people, scamming people, and thinking it's okay. It's not cool. It's not cool. And sooner or later, you know, I don't know who can get on, you know, a live platform of 30,000 people and pretend to commit suicide. I don't know people that do stuff like that. And it's a real dark ass place to feel like you don't want to live no more, to feel like you don't have no hope and have no family, and to exploit that shit. I'm telling y'all, I don't have nothing to say about it that's positive. What should be put out there is at 14 years old, my son got acceptance letters into college. What should be put out there is that at 14, my son started a sock drive for homeless people. We have been bullied in my family too long. You know, them marching my child up in front of hundreds of people to pray gay demons out of him. And the cry I heard on the other side of the phone when doctors are telling me you're going to die was the hardest thing I ever had to hear. And for a little bit of comic relief, I did say, I'm going to tape they damn pictures up to the radiation flow so I can get strong enough and evil enough to beat they ass. But for what? I'm going to end up in jail. My son's still gone, and he still is profiting off of lies. How can you actually say that you took a bipolar woman, destitute woman's child, and raised him as your own, and now you're going to kill yourself because he really committed suicide, and less than 24 hours later you on damn Facebook begging for money again? If y'all can't see what is going on, then I don't know what else to tell you. But I'm not willing to let the memory of my child be bullied. I'm not. And y'all can call it what you want. You can call me what you want. Actually, you can meet me anywhere you want, and you can say it to my face. But you're not going to lie on my child's legacy. He did not commit suicide. He was not hurt or, in a bad place, or, he... At 14 and 15-year-olds, boys buck up against their mama. And that's what happened last year when I found that I was really, really sick. So in order for me to keep him from even our surroundings, I moved to Arizona to save my life and for his. That's how much I love my child. And I asked him, what is your problem? What's your problem? You're acting a fool. What is your problem? I just don't understand why certain people won't love me. And I had to have the very sad conversation with my child that it's too many people that love and respect and would ride or die for you to be crying over the people that don't. I spent 30 years doing it. I'm not going to let you spend another second doing it. And he was fine. So, coming back to being fine and getting introduced to his home friends, the home he's been in all his life, because I moved from Chicago 17 years ago. It was just a joy for me to see him reconnecting and really focusing on his future and where him and Anna was going to go for college, and what game him and Dakota was going to build, and how he was going to sneak up to Arizona and kidnap, frick and frack, I call him. But I'm not going to let that boy say that my child committed suicide because he was anything. My child was happy. He was a dancer, and I let him be him and be free to be him. And if I'm going to hell for that, oh well. I shouldn't have to address this shit at all. I shouldn't. I'm not in a space to even care about anyone else's grief or guilt if you're trying to outgrieve a mother. I don't understand that. The antics got to stop. And I can't see because I'm in Indiana and I'm blocked for everything, but it's disheartening to wake up out your sleep to 5 million text messages and screenshots of people telling me it's back at it again. Lying again. They're a bunch of scammers. I would seriously advise y'all not to invest money, time, love. Invest prayers. You want to invest something in them? Invest in prayers. I'm out of prayers and I'm out of being quiet. Like, it's only so much you can be humble before you snap. And it's just a bunch of stunts, a bunch of lies, a bunch of attention grabbing. Watch this hand so you won't see me stealing out of this hand as stunts. And I'm not going to let it happen in my child's name. My child didn't commit suicide. He is not my child's father. He's his second cousin. And y'all stop giving him money because he's crazy as hell. If he was really, about to commit suicide and on a 72-hour hold, you better believe that fool wouldn't be on Facebook 12 hours later. And I'm not perfect. I've had PTSD for the longest time. I can't even stand around certain men that look certain ways because I'm thinking, they out to do something to me. That's not crazy, though. If you're going to label mental illness as that, you do it. But he has some real serious problems. And I'm not even at liberty to disclose them all because I ain't finna get sued for slander. But please know the facts are the boy is a liar. Point blank, period. My child is not his. He never took care of him. My child never lived with him. I ain't never been destitute and bipolar and crazy enough not to ever take care of any of my children. And I have custody of them. And that's it. 2 kids. That's it. That's it. Ain't no selling kids on the black market. And I'm double degreed business owner and a human rights commissioner in my town. I don't have time to be playing no games with people that just want to use my son to say, I watched the video and it flipped so many times. I really didn't know what the purpose of the damn thing was, but reporters called me this morning to tell me it wasn't even no damn bullets in the gun. So you steady playing about stuff it's not nothing to laugh at. And me keeping my child safe and away from inappropriate behavior with little boys is my God-given constitutional goddamn right as a mama to do if I feel like you're molesting children. If I feel like you molesting children, I ain't even got to know it for sure. Call it what you want. Call me what you want. I don't care. It wasn't even 5 hours after I was notified that my child was dead when they came up here bothering me. Taking pictures on top of cars at angles of their grief in the streets, falling and screaming in my yard. Day 1, 5 hours after. Day 2, that day I snapped. Don't come here, I didn't call you. Day 2, here they come back again to the hospital, bullying the hospital staff. We want to take pictures of him, and we have a letter, and you can't take organs and stop that boy from saving other children's lives. It's that deep. Day 3, 72 hours later, funeral home parking lot, he's screaming with an entourage holding a long coat like he's James Brown. That's why your daughter died. That's why your mama just died 2 years ago. That's why don't nobody love you. 72 hours after my child died, your pastor. So, I'm done being humble. I'm done being quiet. I'm done being called crazy. I'm done being disrespected. You're going to have to respect the fact that I'm a mother and a woman before anything, and I'm never, ever going to let you disrespect one of my children. Ever. Ever. Forever, ever. Write it on the wall. Tattoo it so you know it. I don't care what you feel about me parenting my children. I don't care what you feel about the way I live and the universe I worship and the yoga I do and whatever I do that don't affect you because you ain't never paid a damn bill in my house. I don't care. I don't care. If I'm the worst person in America, I don't care. Stop lying about my child. Stop lying about your sexuality. Stop stealing money. Stop. What are you benefiting from this? This right here. Not nothing. I don't know if I got to get Murray to come run across the background and say he is not the father or what the hell got to go on. But stop giving that fool money. Stop subscribing to people that ain't living in their own truth. And if you want to say anything about me, say that crazy girl will go to jail about you desecrating the legacy of her damn children. Please believe it.